welcome back to Kuchy versus Teddy on Tundra. Still with Lost Dead, man. We're here together. How you holding on, man?
I'm excited to see this. This is one of my favorite maps.
What do you like about it? Why is it your favorite?
Well, as a small teams enjoyer, I think this is probably one of my favorite, most balanced 4v4 maps. It's just got nice clear lanes. The terrain's interesting. Like you've got water for interesting play. It's just an interesting, good map.
I'd have to agree. And you know, typically small team game maps that are good are 1v1 maps that are good. So here we are. Yeah.
All right.
Teddy's...
I don't know. I haven't seen a lot of 1v1s on this map. I don't know. Like, is this pretty typical what you're seeing in the spawns? Like Teddy and Kuchy,
yes.
Like basically mirrored, except Kuchy's doing a he's doing a 2-mex vehicle open versus Teddy's I think 3-mex, right?
To me that means you're down like straight away, but we'll see what happens with the he's gonna shave off some time getting an earlier con, I'd imagine. The build power's up faster because you only went 2-mex, so we'll get quicker expansions at the cost of early metal. So like game 1, we'll have to see.
See if you can turn that into an actual lead,
right.
Or if Teddy's harassment will maybe not allow him to get that lead that he was looking for with the quicker expansion.
Right. And these players are smart, so they go 3-mex spawns or 3-mex opens and scouts first, right? And look, he isn't even rallying across the map. He's just fight moving to the right of his factory. So
he knows who he's playing against. He knows he's playing against Kuchy. And Kuchy he likes his early aggression, it seems like, or his little cheekier plays.
Which is smart. I mean, you just get the scouts out. You figure out what this player is doing. I mean, he's opening scout first. I think the second one's moving straight across the map. So
yeah,
he's gonna see first vehicles, right?
Kuchy opened con first, right? So their scout timings are basically identical. He's going to quick incisor, which I'm assuming.
Yeah, he's got to catch this rover here. He can't let this get damaged, so
I think he will.
Nice, that's exactly what he needed. He's going to have his own kind of chance to get counter damage, or counter pressure, I should say, on the other side of the map, but his commander's already moving out, expanding.
If he can defend against Teddy's harassment, like Kuchy's definitely getting mexes up way quicker than Teddy.
Right.
It'd be interesting to see. It looks like Teddy did clean up that rover on his side of the map.
Yeah, look how defensive he's being. I mean, if he knew how isolated and vulnerable this position was on the map, he would be sending all of his units across the map to deal with this. But
he did just snipe one of Kuchy's mexes. But yeah, he is playing a very defensive. I guess maybe because he saw the incisor, he just doesn't want to go too hard across the map. But I don't know.
Yeah, here we go. So finally he pulls the trigger, right?
He has decided to send the whole horde of little rovers across the map.
Yeah, and there's 2 more on the other side. There's a third sneaking behind one of these mexes.
Oh man, this is looking a repeat of that game 1 where Kuchy's got, in theory, the better expansion, but he's struggling to defend it.
Right. We'll see. I mean, these next couple seconds are going to be crucial if he's able to defend against these rovers and incisors.
Oh, he's gonna lose another mex.
Right, but he's buying himself time though. So really, this is the vulnerable spot. Right, Kuchy could just come camp the factory and kill everything if Teddy can. But I think this is just buying Kuchy time to get his commander back to the factory.
Oh, this con is. I mean, it should the incisors should be able to shoo this away, but it kind of looks like they're not actually doing. Oh, maybe no. He's fine.
He's just body blocking. Body blocking for the factory. That's
exactly.
Taking all those shots, right? I mean, he loses half the health, but he didn't lose any units, so.
He didn't lose units, but boy, did he lose a lot of mexes. That is, he lost all of his natural mexes, and he's still losing mexes. He did kill all the rovers, it looks like.
Right.
So that harassment is slowing down. Wow. So you gonna? Okay, I didn't know you could just drive out after doing that. I'll be honest. I thought that was a one-way trip. That's kind of funny.
He sat there for a while too. So
He did. That's not for, no, Teddy, come on. There's no way. It looks like Teddy has another army coming in, but Kuchy's already positioned to stop this.
yeah, it's just rovers though, and that's great. Like eight more rovers out of the factory, right? So I'm sure he inserted those into the queue, right?
Yeah. Why play arm bots and harass with ticks when you could just go vehicle and just have this very similar experience? Just non-stop little fast scouts harassing you. Got another max, maybe even a second max. And tapping the solars, denying Kuchy E, but not that that really matters when he doesn't have the metal to actually spend his E.
So I will say the tenacity from Kuchy to retake this position, like he kept like I guess double backing, but the mexes are capped, the LTs are up. Yep. Finally he can move back to the factory. He's got the metal income. He's behind, isn't he? I mean, there's this con that's expanded, all capped all these mexes. This con over here is about to move into the middle, so
it's kind of funny if you look at metal produced that they're basically even,
right?
Like after all that, despite Kuchy losing maybe double digit in mexes, basically even. That's kind of funny. I did not expect to see it.
And he's gonna translate this metal into build power. Even I like this play. I mean, you have to get into the game somehow, right? And you know, having mexes and controlling the board is definitely one of them. So
yeah,
I think Kuchi's gonna play a little greedy with the build power here, and he's gonna be like counterattacking on the left side. Teddy's energy stalling right now. Does Kuchy see that?
I mean, the LT's firing enough, I imagine.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't recognize it.
Here on the left side.
Oh, he's gonna get at least one of these mexes. He should be able to get that. Yeah, it's a little good counter harass.
Yeah.
You got a few mexes. Slow down Teddy's expansion a little bit. And like while Teddy was dealing with that, he wasn't harassing, so like,
yeah,
you know, it's good.
That's exactly it. Kuchi's getting up his first counter, trying to fix his E issues. This single incisor on the left, though, I think might actually get this con, because there's a scout here for Teddy. You can see, he sees exactly where he needs to be with that.
Yeah.
Single scout on the right side, too, just kind of camping there for vision.
And if he can deny Kuchi's expansion, it's like, that's pretty big. Although it doesn't look like he's actually using it just yet with that one little incisor in the north. Probably too much going on for Teddy.
Yeah, it's hard to balance everything.
Well, Teddy does have a con turret up, so his BP is a little better than that one like the first game, right? He was struggling with BP for a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, Exploiter got up.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Actually, he's gonna finish an LLT here too, even so. This
con is totally safe now.
And the game is kind of stabilized. I mean, Teddy's up a little bit on metal. He's up a little bit on army, it seems like. 20%-ish. So maybe more than you would want, but...
Ooh, Kuchy is going to push into this exploiter with the whole army there.
See...
This is a little... I'm not sure about this one. He's not going to get the con either, I don't think.
No. He's going to get 4 tanks out, so... Like, Teddy immediately just, like, reclaims this metal here. 210 metal going his way.
Small feed. Could be worse. It's always could be worse. He's hit the incisor button. He is going. We're making no cons, only units. Which, I mean, this is that period where you get the early game tank, you know, little fights where who gets the incisor advantage early could just end up snowballing.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going Teddy's way. I mean, he's pushing forward. He's got the pounce on these incisors, right? So Kuchi's gonna lose a few more, and that's not what you want to have, like, you know, a few units shaved off your army time and time again. That's gonna add up to a huge army difference, you know.
Especially on like the other person's side of the map where he can just easily reclaim it. And it looks like Teddy accidentally selected. Yeah, he selected the trees and was reclaiming trees for a second there, but. Like, he should just get this metal.
Yeah, he's gonna gobble it up and just make this forward exploder on top of the 3.6 mech. So yeah, these 2 mexes in the middle are actually a little more valuable than the other ones.
Yeah.
Scout finally is gonna get used here. I'm sure it's gonna get a mex. Nope.
Oh, like, there's a lot going on. A lot for Teddy to look at.
Back in the main bases, 3 con turrets up for our man Kuchy. Teddy's on 2 con turrets himself,
He's
just
on 2, yeah.
adding a bunch of E.
He is kind of floating a bit of metal. We're probably going to see him drop a 3rd soon, I would assume. Both have pretty healthy energy economies. Nobody's really stalling at the moment. They're all spending. Oh, Kuchi's walking.
Yeah, I like this. He's gonna
Yeah.
get here before the exploiter goes up, and you can really pressure versus incisors, right?
Yeah, for sure. There's almost no threat of getting your comm sniped by that amount of incisors.
Yeah,
You
it's
can
like, yeah, go for it.
gonna-
Dive into me.
Yeah, he's probably hoping Teddy would hit that go button on that one. Ooh, might get this con if Teddy's paying attention.
Is this a miss micro? He's just wanted to get like the forward exploiter up, I guess. Okay.
I don't know.
Oh.
Wait, Teddy did not notice. Oh no, that's unfortunate.
Medium tanks out for Teddy.
Like
Okay.
Kuchy just had big brain there. He knew Teddy wouldn't be looking.
That's
and he
wild.
Just
Yeah,
dodged it.
it's 4D chess going on. A game within a game. Can't even see it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Well, I mean, this is definitely stabilizing and kind of looking like Kuchi's calm being here is basically just going to own mid. Like there's no response that Teddy has at this point.
I love how he's not adding LLTs. He's just continuing to walk forward. So
It's just walking. Although there are medium tanks in this army now, and that is a little more. No, Teddy, huge D-gun. Okay, Kuchy, my God.
take it easy. Yeah.
He D-gunned like 5 of his own incisors, but he killed so much of Teddy's army with that D-gun.
So yeah. Now the con's gonna go down. I think these medium tanks can kite these incisors to
Especially
safety.
the exploiter, yeah.
But the commander
Still.
got the ground, right? He's got a little bit of reclaim next to him, and the exploiter goes down. Okay, so
Yeah, that's a disaster for Teddy.
Yeah.
So much of his army just got D-gunned. And Kuchy has a bunch of reinforcements coming. He has access to all the metal reclaim. He has the big mechs in mid. It's look, disaster is an accurate word. Although Shuri's could maybe even this out a bit.
if there ever was an equalizer in bar, it is the Shuri, right?
Yeah, he just needs to, if as long as he doesn't fight over the commander. I mean, Kuchy is dropping AA, which will be good unless Teddy just goes around it, which he currently is doing.
And this is smart. I mean, how do you stop 3 medium tanks, right? This is going to be a challenge. He's making lashers, right? So
yeah, Lasher's famously not known for being good at killing medium tanks.
Definitely not. And they're going to be escorted, covered even by these Shuris, so these LOTs aren't even going to tickle them down. Oh, one lasher gets out.
Yeah, the Lasher should be there in time. If he can prune back this expansion a little bit, get the mexes, it's something. It's definitely something. He needs anything at this point to offset the losses he took from that D-gun.
This is really nice right here. Two, 3 Shuris just shutting this down, and five incisors clearing through those. I mean, that's
very
a lot
well
of metal.
done. He's gonna kill so many mexes with this. He just pruned back all of Kuchi's left side expansions.
Right. 45 to 31 metal income. So, I mean, the position Kuchy got in mid was offset there a lot by that swift little counterattack. So,
it looks like these exploiters killed the Shuris and should win. Yeah. And Kuchy has his own fighters out, so could have been worse. Could have been worse. It's not great, but it could have been worse.
classic,
Ooh.
con versus con.
Con versus con battle.
Peak bar.
Yeah. Kuchi's he's stabilized the left side. He just needs to. He is re-expanding with the mexes that he's lost, or re-expanding to the mexes that he's lost.
Oh, he's got some serious E issues, like a full metal bar, and while wind has been crashing, right? So
yeah, like Teddy is stalling, but he's not in danger. Well, he's actually recovering a bit, especially as the wind starts going up. Teddy's E economy is definitely healthier, and like this is kind of hurting like Kuchi's ability to take advantage of those fantastic D guns.
Right. And the rec fields behind him, like
and
this.
The rec field, yeah.
Shuris are gonna shut down this expansion. This like forward con that was kind of free expanding on the left side finally is gonna get stopped.
Kuchy kind of can't even afford to make fighters to fight these Shuris back
Right.
either. Like until the E gets fixed, he kind of has no answer. Like he's trying to make fighters, but he definitely cannot afford them. Oh yeah. Unfortunate E-stall, definitely hurting him a lot here.
Not what you want to do. What you're doing is making these like forward solars with your commander. You want to be abusing that like tempo he might have once had, and I think that gave Teddy enough time to really stabilize here, right?
Like Teddy, he lost a lot of army, but he really hasn't lost any mechs. Like he has lost almost none of his economy. He's got an A solar up. Like Teddy's maybe chilling. Except for the full metal bar. Teddy, my god, man. What's happening?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so, wait, what is this? What am I watching? Okay, so...
Kuchy? Teddy? Okay.
Oh, my... The indecision, right? He backed off. He's going forward again. Teddy's pulling out of this. I mean, he knew that was... I think he might have been able to win right there. That was a little bit of a... I mean, who am I to say, but that...
I think that was a very dangerous situation on both sides. It's very dangerous. Sure, he's going in. There is a Lasher and the Commander, and he did fight moves, so like they will probably get shot down just randomly by other things much easier, but...
Yeah, the AA gets up.
Yeah. Sure, I mean, they got at least a few EMPs off before they died. The Pounders are getting pretty big value
Yeah,
here.
Pounders are insane. What are these? 4 kills on 6 kills on the other, right? So... I mean, they're so good at controlling space, really.
Yeah. And Kuchy is kind of... Like, he has both big mechs. Well, he actually lost the other big mechs, but he's denying Teddy the big mechs.
Right.
In mid.
Yeah, he really needs to cap these mechs. It's like all this like space he has on the map, which is great, is he's not truly capitalizing on it by leaving these mechs uncapped, right? But
I'm imagining we're going to see some res bots in a moment. Yep.
Okay.
Repeat on res bot. Yep. That's a lot of metal to fight over.
Teddy's going to counterattack, so he's moving some units into the left lane. He's moving medium tanks to the right side. There's just LLTs here, right? So that's not going to stop this amount of tanks.
No, mediums will just kind of drive through this. Well, not drive through. That is a lot of LLTs, but... Okay, maybe just drive through it.
Yeah, I mean, scoot on. He doesn't want to take it, though. The tanks are here, right? So...
Well... Teddy is getting that big counterattack on the left side coming through.
Right. And like these mexes that weren't seized from before are still here, all these wrecks, so the res bots are finally out. So if Kuchy can hold on these next couple minutes, I think he might be in a good spot, eco-wise position.
The dangerous thing with these res bots is Kuchy doesn't really have the E to utilize them really, right? Like he's still very E-poor. Economically, like he can't really spend his metal. Like he's spending his metal now, but like Resin's gonna suck down a lot of his energy, whereas Teddy he's swimming in energy and kind of metal, oddly enough. I think
I think he's about to hit that medium tank button, right? Like this is just 2 factories spamming medium tanks. A 4th factory is going for his own res bots, I'm assuming.
Yeah, for sure. And he definitely is way up in medium tank numbers. Like Kuchy's army is a lot of that is just incisors. I mean, he does have pounders, which, as we know, pushing into pounders is probably the worst thing in existence. It's kind of rough. But
okay, I mean,
that's maybe not that bad of a fight for Kuchy.
He's pushing on top of this reclaim field, right? So I mean, there's so much metal right here. 2,000 metal in tanks. There's a bit of a no man's land on the left side of the factory, right?
All the resers just popped on
that's
Kuchy's side.
Not what you want.
Very unlucky. Teddy's hard focusing on this fight that he is actually missing his raid. It's kind of stalled out instead of killing that last exploiter.
And Teddy's in a great spot. He has almost a 2-to-1 energy advantage, right? These A solars are just letting him use all this metal. Is he fixing the transition here? Yeah. So
tier 2. Yeah.
He's got the metal to do it, right? I mean, this factory is going to go right up. He's got the energy. He's got the metal.
Oh, did you see his unit choice? You're 2 con into 5 fucking banishers. I like it. I like it a lot.
I tried to make banishers work. Maybe Teddy can do it. You really have to babysit them and like get the value over time out of them. But once you start like working them, they're they're so strong. It's crazy. I want these units to be good. So show me the way,
Like,
Teddy, please.
Look, I've seen Teddy kill Ragna in a scrim with Banisher, Tremor, Tiger. Okay, I've seen it. This man, I'll trust him to build anything and make it work. And he did open 2 con first, which I mean, I guess he's feeling pretty safe.
Yeah.
He's not really under pressure.
Yeah. That's what you want. One of them is maybe, yeah, okay, so it's going to start upgrading mexes. Maybe he keeps the other one to start a T2 P-Gen, perhaps, but...
You know, like, these Banishers are very E-intensive, and while Teddy does have a healthy E economy, that one Banisher being made, his energy plummeted. Although, now that the wind just shot back up, maybe he'll actually be kind of okay.
Look at the range on this thing. 800 range.
I mean, these will demolish these big blobs of like units. If Teddy can just sit there and poke with them, like it will just demolish them. They're just very expensive and very fragile, and you kind of have to baby them.
Yeah.
But
the shot gives away you're on T2 as well. So like up until now, Kuchy has been unaware of Teddy's transition, right?
Is Kuchy, what is he doing in base? Is he considering his own transition, or is he just still, oh, he already did.
Yeah. He got the metal storage up. He's reclaiming it now. He burned through his metal. He's down on E though by quite a bit. So
I'm kind of surprised at the bot transition, because like a lot of the fun stuff in that lab, you kind of don't, you can't really make until you get like the better energy economy. And like, I mean, I guess you get Twitchers, which are fantastic. You get a little cheaper tier 2 con, and he's immediately going for a fusion. Okay, I can.
T2's gonna be revealed here from Teddy now that he's got 2 Banishers out.
And I'm curious what Kuchy's answer is gonna be to these Banishers, because really outside of like what, Spybots? Like what's your Spybot Fiend? Like what's your answer?
Well, that's what you're alluding to, right? That the better units are E intensive, right? And that's what he wants to get at,
basically just needs to stall until his fusion's up, I guess, right? Like he can make mines, which he is doing.
Mines are good.
He doesn't have the energy to really support that many mines, right? Oh, Teddy's doing a little run by on the right side, sniping some X's.
Yeah, exactly what you need. Just 5 medium tanks is really all you want to like clear through these exploiters and LLTs that are left over from T1 stage.
Those are all exploiters. Wow, that is a big exploiter forest from Kuchy. Yeah, these Banishers, once they get up there in numbers, are actually kind of scary. You know what? People meme about them, but like if you get a decent amount, it's kind of like just consistent long range AoE damage. It's kind of frightening.
One might say oppressive to deal with. Just this.
A little bit.
I mean, yeah. I mean, if you want to, you have to force a fight, right? Teddy doesn't have to give that to him. He doesn't have to. He can like always back up into his own medium tanks and exploiters. But is he gonna get some value with the mines? Yeah. Oof.
It looks like the grunts are gonna take the brunt of it, and you know you don't want to have to spend that, but better the grunts die than the mediums,
right? So you can see our what is the countermeasure to the mines? It's the
Juno, right?
Juno, yeah.
Which I mean, Teddy, he definitely has the energy for it. You know, you kind of generally don't want to make your Juno until you get a little healthy energy economy, as they are kind of expensive, but it looks like Teddy is pretty fine economically to do that if he needs to. Although he is that Banisher's gonna eat those mines.
Oof. One Banisher goes down. Okay.
That's painful. That is a very expensive unit that just popped to a very little.
So Kuchy bought himself time. What is he gonna do with it? It looks like Sumo Spectre out of the factory is what he's gonna deal with this. And I do like the Sumos.
Yeah. Very good.
Just like the Pounder, you don't really want to push into them, right? You can kite them all day and move around them.
Well, they are a hard wall that you do not want to bash your face into.
Right.
And the addition of the spy bots, like, it's a scarier army. Although those spy bots moving are sucking Kuchy's energy dry a little bit, and like the Sumos do require quite a bit of energy to fire.
That's right. Yeah, he's trying to upgrade his mexes, produce T2 units right now. If he had one more fusion, this would be. Look at this single spy bot. It's just like keeping the entire army at bay. And really, look at this target. I mean,
I mean, he's almost in danger of his energy's okay, but he's almost in danger of the Spybot decloaking if he's walking. But
Right,
like
right.
it looks like the wind is just kind of also really screwed. Oh no, Teddy sees it. I think. Did he spot it? No, he definitely had to
Oh
have
my
spotted
gosh,
it.
that's great. He's backing up for a reason, right?
Yeah.
He's like full retreating his army. Oh my goodness, he's
I mean, they're banishers, right? You kind of want to do that. You want to kite with these into the big blobs and just chunk away at the blobs. Ooh, that Spybot actually hit almost as much of Kuchy's army as it did Teddy's. And these banisher connections are kind of just still happening.
He's got medium tanks on top of him, though, so one of them's going to go down, right? Is he going to get two?
It actually kind of looks like Kuchy's getting a pretty healthy advantage here.
Yeah.
Like, the sumos behind this are just waddling forward, and, like, there's not really a good answer to these sumos.
Oh, these banishers are to stay alive. Maybe one more goes down, right? Just not. Okay, so now they can turn around and really slow this army down, right?
Yeah, but, like, Teddy lost his whole army, and the banishers are driving forward into Kuchy's army, which definitely don't want to do that.
Yeah, one of them goes down like instantly. Sure, he's show up to stop this, but I see some anti-air bots in the back, so that's gonna buy him a few moments.
Did Teddy eat his vehicle lab? Is that why we're seeing no tier 2 reinforcement? No, he's just. Oh whoa! What is that? He's making a lot of rovers, which I mean I guess. I'm surprised he's doing that actually into Kuchy's comp.
Yeah.
There's not really like anything to eat the shots for.
Well, he did see the mines. I mean, they can clear out maybe the spy bots too, right? So
that is very true. He really needs units on the field, right? He's got tigers coming up now, but Kuchy looks like he's using Twitchers to reclaim all the metal behind this.
I think he might have pushed too far. Like tigers are moving on the left side, and yeah, threatening these Twitchers that are in the back line, getting the value, right, of having this great position, but
yeah, he was really in danger of just going a little too deep. I mean, these sumos are really good, but Kuchy is kind of e-stalling, so they're struggling a bit.
Beans coming out of the factory, a couple of bombers in the air, just trying to get some value. Oh, goodness.
Oh, please. I want to see it.
Yeah.
Damn it. Alright, that was almost a funny pop. Ooh, little spy bot in Teddy's backline. Well, behind his army, I guess I'll say.
Yeah, he's going to see the economic deficit he's at, I guess. Teddy is so far ahead, 150 metal per tick to Kuchy 63, so...
And Teddy has resers, and he's resing all of this behind it, while Kuchy does not have any res bots of his own. That I can see anyway. And that is, he's eating the sumo, funny enough. He's not resing it, which, I mean, maybe because he's energy stalling, he's decided, you know, we can't actually afford to fire that little fat man.
You need this thistle. It needs to go up.
Yeah, for sure. Very important anti-air. Exploiter's killing a Twitcher. This is kind of funny.
I think the Twitcher is my favorite unit. It's so good.
It's very good. It does so much. You got mines, you got mexes, like fiends are situationally good. Like, it's just good.
Yeah, T2 core bots is like it feels like comfortable in a way.
Yeah. All the fun stuff's a little expensive energy wise, but you know what? Once you get there, pretty fun, pretty good.
So
nice Residence Banisher.
The word on the street is that Tigers are actually the best unit in the game if you can mass them. So we'll see how much of this we'll see on this coming weekend in the top 8, right?
We definitely experienced that in the 5v5 tournament of like, you know, the arm vehicle lab kind of fell almost out of favor, and the core vehicle lab was kind of, I don't want to say dominating, but it was definitely having a lot of pressure into like the big Starlight pushes.
I wonder what changed, because I want to say the sentiment or the meta was more around armed T2 vehicles, but it like seemed like suddenly it was just everyone's going core. I'm not sure.
Honestly, I think arm's just easier to use, and core, a lot of their fun toys are harder to use and very expensive, but like if you can use them, if you can afford them, they're pretty good. They have their uses.
Right. The flak is insane too. The core T2 flak truck is pretty good. So that advantage here.
I don't know if there's a single thing in that lab that I don't like situationally. You know what? I don't know if there's a single thing.
And
I'm looking at it and I don't know. That was an interesting spy bot. Got a couple of the tigers, which he's gonna jump on immediately, but
you can use grunts to overwhelm tigers, but you need a lot of numbers, and you don't want banishers in the back, like shooting the grunts as they surround the tigers, right?
he didn't even kill the 2 EMP tigers. I actually just realized most of that army there is actually AA bots. It's not even grunt. Like
Right.
very little that's actually fighting army. Like he's making a lot of not units that are good at killing tigers, I guess we'll say. And he ate his tier 2 lab to fund that second fusion. Or at least I'm assuming that's why he ate the lab.
I mean, it's smart though. You get, and he's got Twitchers out to make units, right? So I mean, it makes sense that you can kind of take advantage of that mechanic. You don't see a lot of players do that.
It's grunts and fiends into tigers, and like, you know, it's not the worst thing in existence, but it's... Oh, that is so many bombers.
Didn't see this? Okay, so...
No, we did not. Oh my. If we actually zoom out and look at the minimap, Kuchy's kind of really contained here. This is... Like, he is not... Like, very little of the map, actually.
Oh my gosh, that first bombing run took out 90% of the health. Kuchy's gonna close.
Does it end like this after everything? I mean, it should. Wait, Teddy doesn't have vision? Does he doesn't have a scout plane here?
Who needs vision? When
I guess, yeah.
20 bombers. I mean, there's a fight in mid going on right now, but I want to watch things blow up.
Yeah, this is gonna pop the fusion for sure. Like, there's with a converter next to it, definitely will guarantee that fusion dies. Although it looks like Teddy was microing his bombers so much that he kind of let the fiends get on top of him.
Mm-hmm. Not what you want. And yeah, fiends can handle the tigers in like equal numbers. But Kuchy's gonna tap out.
Call it.
He's gonna call GG.
Yeah, you kind of just, like, Teddy was making exploiters on his side of the map on the left. It definitely was, he knew he was in an economically terrible position.
Right.
And, you know, frankly, all off the back of that E-stall, he had such a fantastic D-gun, killed so much of Teddy's army, and then he just, all of his aggression just ended.
That's worth noting, though, because I want to say in most of these games, Teddy was committing to quite a bit of solars. Like, you'd look at his main base, he's got 7 or 8 basic solars, he's got the E-storage, right? So
he's got the A-solars, which I don't think Kuchy had any A-solars at all. Like, he was pure wind until he hit a fusion.
I think, yeah, like, Teddy, like, finally was, like, forced to make these because of, like, how bad wind was in that mid-game. Because, like, as soon as Kuchy was stalling on energy at that point and, like, pushing, Teddy was just adding on A-solars, right? So, and eventually he was able to spend that metal bank both players had there, like around, what, 15 minutes, something like that. As
we know, Bar is a macro RTS, and having more economy means you can make more units, and Teddy just had more economy most of that game. That's how it goes.
That was a good one. I guess we can end it there.
Yeah.
LDM, thanks for coming on. That was fun. We can do more, but hope to see you guys next week. This coming Saturday was September 28th. Live on Twitch. We're gonna play down from the finals, from the round of 8. So see y'all there, and thanks for watching. Welcome back to Teddy versus Kuchy on Greenhaven. Here we are on. I like this map. A lot of players seem to not like this map.
Yeah, it's a little divisive.
Yeah, it is divisive. So these spawning positions are interesting, right? So we'll see.
Yeah, traditionally you see like Teddy's spawn is a little more normal, right? In like this corner, and then Kuchy would be in the opposite corner from him. Not here. Like, this is a little not what I've seen.
I think this is a viable spot because it's 2.3 mexes there. There's 2.3 mexes here, and there's 2.3 mexes here. What makes the corner spawns better is you actually get a third 2.3 close to your main base, right?
That makes sense.
All the other ones are 1.6s.
So I wonder what Kuchy, like, is this... Maybe he's a little closer to Teddy and he knows where Teddy's going to spawn, so he can be a little more aggressive, maybe?
That's a good point. I do know that there's like 100 metal there and like 100 metal there. So you're closer to these juicy metal targets, right? I think maybe this is what it is on the other side of the map, right? So you could see, like, this spawn is fairly close to those as well.
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, that's a decent amount of little early metal to jumpstart your economy.
Absolutely, and like, oh, Teddy start is really nice here. Naked expands. He just like caps the 2 mexes and then walks down to the 3rd. You know, without
Absolutely
like,
no fear in
yeah,
this man. No LT in sight.
yeah, and going for solar. So he's like, I think it's like doubly advantage on like a lower wind speed map. He's investing early in the guaranteed economy. So
Especially when the wind's doing this and sitting at 5, and well, you need energy. You can't afford to wait. And I think these trees are one of the nerfed trees, right? They take a much longer to reclaim than normal trees, if
these
I'm
are
remembering
the
right.
nerf trees, right? Right.
Yeah. So you really need to get your energy scaling, especially if you're going bot lab, and winds are probably not going to do that for you early on a map like this.
It's a great start, right? Resbot first into 2 grunts, right?
Yeah.
Multiple grunts.
Oh, he's going a lot of. I mean, maybe, I wonder if he's, because it's Kuchy, he's expecting some sort of early aggression.
Oh, a little bit of mismicro here. I think he would want to be going for the metal reclaim. He's like out of metal. He's got decent E, but
Yeah.
go gobble up this metal down here.
You don't want to be just overflowing your tree reclaim right into nothing. You really want to be getting metal and saving that energy for when you need it, if you can.
First con just now coming out for Teddy. 2 minutes 30 seconds into the game. So I guess that's how you do it on these kind of reclaim maps, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, resbots are just too good on a map like this. And like Kuchy's, he's expanding pretty decently. Like he's actually caught up in income with Teddy. He's actually ahead in income than oh no, he's caught up with Teddy. And it's not too bad of a position yet. And Teddy doesn't know exactly where Kuchy is, and is expanding to the corner, right?
He doesn't know. Okay, these 3 grunts are just going straight across the map where he thinks Kuchy might be. A single grunt's gonna come in? Is it? No way.
Yeah, there's no way it should get that. There's no. Yeah, okay. We got the radar though.
That's nice. That's nice.
That is nice.
Yeah. I mean, that's gonna keep Teddy in the dark for that much longer, right? So he doesn't know like where these units. He didn't move. I mean, I know there's a lot going on, right? But these grunts are still moving across the map, right? That didn't,
Oh yeah, Teddy's gonna be totally out of position when these grunts hit, if they decide to hit. Like he's fully expecting an attack from the bottom right corner, not from where Kuchy currently is, and this could be pretty disastrous for Teddy.
Right? No radar is gonna see this. I did miss the resbot went down in the middle of the map actually though, so that was Kuchi's resbot that is went down there.
Oh, nice snipe for Teddy then. Because the resbots are crucial on a map like this with low wind, bad energy economy. Eating trees is very, very important. Oh, I think Teddy's now starting to... Yeah, his grunt's got in the bottom right corner, and he's definitely realized that Kuchy is not where he initially thought he would be. And he is beginning to react.
Both players going for the solar economy, which is interesting. I mean, there's more than one way to do it, right? Seeing different players, like Autopilot goes for just straight wins on this map, so it's interesting to see what players would favor, like solar over the higher risk, better reward wind economy, right?
Yeah, especially because it's like the wind is okay. Like 510 is really not that bad. I mean, it's better for ARM, obviously, but like.
Yeah, good luck playing ARM in a 1v1 against Teddy or Kuchy there. So.
Yeah, exactly. But it's like solars are just gonna be more consistent. It is interesting. There's I don't know what's right. You know what? There might not be anything that is right. Who knows?
Right.
Oh, Teddy's getting a good run by here.
Yeah, I think, did he take out a con too? I thought there was a con expanding up here. I don't see it.
I don't see a corpse yet, but yeah, he's gonna get 2 mexes for this.
Kuchy shooing away the grunts on the south side of the map, but here's another big attack coming in mid.
Wow, Teddy is like just everywhere with these grunts. Like Kuchy is devoting a lot to shoo away 3 grunts in the south,
right.
And like Teddy is a lot in the north, just pressuring him.
I guess the one saving grace, there's like a single resbot did sneak through, so he's really dedicating going for this metal over here.
Yeah, if he can steal all that like little metal, that will actually help him pretty substantially. He needs a little bit of a boost. He needs anything he can get at this point. Although they're actually Okay, they're very close right now. This is
Mm-hmm.
very even.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. Well, Teddy's still kind of just pressuring. He's just pressuring Kuchy, expanding behind it. He has, what, 3 cons expanding into different directions?
Yeah,
Like,
that's really
he's...
what you want on this map. And it's just, yeah, radars and LLTs, right? So he'll start choking up the map with these LLTs and these little like valleys between the hills and plateaus. It's actually
Yeah.
could become like the grunts do lose utility over time on this map, despite like it being so hard to find radar coverage, right?
Yeah, this is a terrible map to build radars on. You need to build them, but like you have so many gaps everywhere. It is just kind of painful. Oh man. Oh, there's a big reclaim field now on this north side, and I think like everybody's recognizing that this is a pretty important reclaim field to fight over, and all grunts are going in this direction.
Yeah, that's right.
Kuchy has a lot of res bots already here.
Is he gonna lose any? And he's right next to his own factory too, right? So this is
Exactly, yeah.
I think leaning towards Kuchy's reclaim field. We'll see how well this fight goes here.
Yeah.
Teddy stepping forward. Kuchy's got a nice clean line here, so I think he's gonna take the.
I agree. This is way better for Kuchy. Like he had a way better fight there than Teddy did. Teddy just kind of ran into like a little mini grunt concave.
Yeah, that's exactly what he needed. Now there's like 3 res bots behind this. Just uncontested,
Yeah,
right? I mean, that's build power right on the front line. So
like, what are you even saying? That's just so bad. Like, there's a huge army that Kuchy's gonna res right there. Oh, he's sniping the radar, a couple mexes, not too bad.
didn't find the expanding con. And yeah, Teddy knows the situation he's in. Like,
yeah, he recognizes exactly what just happened and how terrible that is. And like he's going to be pretty heavily down in army value as soon as those res bots finish their work. It's gonna be kind of rough. He's trying to keep the fight on Kuchy's side at least to protect his expansions, but like it is going to be very frightening for Teddy in the next few minutes.
right. And what's crazy is like Kuchy won the fight, so he can keep up the pressure while gaining an advantage simultaneously. And it's not even like by expanding; it's just his res bots are sitting here, printing more grunts, right?
Teddy was kind enough to make an army for him, so now Kuchy uses it. Yeah, that is a big blob of grunts in the north. This is looking definitely sketchy for Teddy.
He's kind of taking it slow, splitting off a pack of grunts here, moving south. I think he's gonna catch this expanding con before this LLT comes up. It's a nice little.
Yeah, I kind of like it. Like pressuring Teddy multiple different angles. You know, it's not bad. Okay, maybe. Oh well. Well, I mean, it's gonna get the con. That's pretty good, actually. That's definitely good. Getting Teddy's expanding con, the mechs, the LLT. And Kuchy's kind of just running at him. I mean, he knows he's up in army value. Teddy swapped to tanks behind this, which
Right.
yeah, that should give him a little bit of a fighting chance, I suppose, into this many grunts.
And he's gonna bring his commander forward. I think he, recognizes he has to stop the snowball somehow, right? Because I mean, these res bots are just still getting their value here. He's moved up to, well, he's on the same 3, right? But it's just.
This is definitely going to be a hard snowball to stop. I mean, that is just so many grunts. It's already such a pretty large army disparity between them. Teddy is going to need some fantastic B guns, and Kuchy closing his eyes for this to equalize. I think. I don't know. I'm not sure how he fights into this.
I mean, you never know. D guns are really strong, but Teddy might end up forcing a fight here. You don't really want to have to do this with your commander, but.
Oh, that split off is very scary for Teddy.
Yeah, single LLT is not going to be able to stop this.
And Sizers are going to struggle to chase down these grunts through all like the little hills and valleys and stuff. They're gonna struggle a bit. Oh man.
Pull most of the army. Teddy realizes this. He's bringing a few more tanks forward, but I mean, look at all these grunts. Like, yeah, okay, so he doesn't choose to engage the commander, right? He's like, well, I don't have to attack that. I can just go kill your main base, right?
Yep. Just treat it like a pounder. Just do the forbidden tech of drive around it. And wow, Kuchy is just running at his base, and Teddy does not have enough to stop this. That is just far too much. Funny enough, this would be the moment for a pounder, but I don't know if there is time to even make that, and the map is probably a little too big to get an effective pounder here.
Yeah, look, he still has enough units to kind of just run around these incisors, right? He's like, well, if you're gonna protect your main base, I can just take out your expansions, right?
And it does look like Teddy is going to lose. Oh, maybe Kuchy backed off. He didn't keep going south. Okay, this is a funny comm walk. He's gonna get all of Kuchy's res bots there, but I like his base is currently dying. I don't know.
It's really close. I mean, incisors are just barely enough to shoo away these grunts, right? And like, you know, the army has kind of petered out here for Kuchy. He's made his own transition to vehicles. Okay, that makes sense. But he retained his own bot lab. So
the thing that kind of is bad is that Teddy, or bad for Teddy, is that he lost so many mexes and is still losing so many mexes that Kuchy is actually economically pretty decently ahead now.
That was a nice dodge. Yeah. 5 incisors are gonna slip through this line. I mean, Teddy's going for it, man. I don't know where he's going, but he's going.
I figured at some point he was gonna stop walking, but he is not slowing down. Which, admittedly, incisors pretty bad at killing commanders.
Yeah, and this is what happens. Oof, that was.
Especially in a terrain like this, bad. But oh god, these D-guns.
That's really good. Okay, so Kuchy, I think, was gonna try and go for like the knife fight, but with losing all those incisors is not, which I think I'm suddenly worried for Kuchy.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, this is a little scary actually. Like Kuchy's, he lost a lot of his army value sniping Teddy's economy. Oh, Teddy's going for the comm snipe.
Do you got?
And I think he's. Oh no, Teddy.
Teddy's at like
the micro for Kuchy. For Kuchy. Oh my god. What is Teddy's HP?
How did he get so low? Like, I don't understand why suddenly he had like 10% HP.
He lost all of his health so fast. Oh no, and he lost like most of his army's dead. Teddy's in a very dangerous spot here, and Kuchy definitely recognizes that.
Just walk forward, right? I mean, he's reclaiming a tree. He's grouping up his army, making LTs, but.
Oh, Teddy is crazy. The man is the fact this man is staying here at like 10% HP is absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to find a W somehow. He's desperately like trying to reclaim metal, put up LLTs.
Yeah. I mean, he could get sneezed on and die. And as you said earlier, he is right outside the front door of Kuchy's production. So, like, any prolonged fight here just doesn't favor him at all.
Wait, that's
a lot of metal on the ground.
Does this game like stabilize? I don't.
There's no way, right? Like, there's no way this stabilizes.
I mean, look at all
Teddy's. He's missing so many mexes, right? Like,
I mean, do you need mexes when you have like 1,000 metal right outside?
Oh, that's true. There's a lot of reclaim on the ground. That is very true. And I mean, his fights are not trading badly at all versus Kuchy. Like he's
pinned this army up against this hill, right? And between a commander, are we gonna see more D-guns? Like, you can't give a commander.
Teddy is crazy. Like, his commander's so low. This man's crazy. Oh man. Oh, he's gonna lose his res bot. Teddy just lost his res bot that he had up there with him, and that is actually kind of painful as he doesn't have a bot lab anymore. Cannot replace these res bots.
Kuchy's trying to res all these units, but he's stalling on energy at the moment, and Teddy's just going straight units, right? He's not worried about re-expanding to these mexes. He's just trying to keep this pressure up. So, and I think it maybe is buying him time, maybe giving him an opportunity.
Yeah. I mean, he definitely recognized that he was down and he needed some sort of damage done to Kuchy. So he's trying to do that damage with this like unrelenting aggression, and maybe he could snipe Kuchy's expansions here. I will say it is a little dangerous that his commander's here, but also this is like a nice choke point for him to like defend against.
Yeah, there's like a hill here and a hill here, just gonna funnel those units into the commander, right? And incisors are so bad at dealing with commanders. It's
especially with terrain like this, they're gonna struggle pretty hard. It's kind of interesting how Teddy has turned this into like his comm walk has turned this into like a kind of a weird situation for Kuchy. Although he has to be very careful not to let this blob of units run past him into his own base.
I think Kuchy might have this one. He secured most of the reclaim field, and he's building up tempo with the res bots. Like Teddy's had no time to reclaim or even retake his mexes. Like
Yeah.
all these mexes and Rex there are just totally useless at the moment.
Yeah, Kuchy has a lot of res bots. Self-Dean the LLT. It's unfortunately not gonna go off, but I mean, it's definitely looking like Kuchy stabilized this and is probably going to manage to push Teddy back. That is a lot of units, right? A lot of resed units currently running at Teddy.
Kuchi's commander's, perfectly safe here. Split up in this LLT forest, right? Kind of content to hold that position and rotate around with this army.
Ooh, that's a pounder and medium. Yeah, pounder, medium tanks versus incisors is not the situation that Teddy wants to be in. That is a lot of frankly, just beefy, strong units that Teddy doesn't really have the economy to answer. Or maybe he does. Wait a minute. Teddy's metal income is actually higher than Kuchi's at this point. I guess Kuchy has not managed to expand that much behind this with everything going on.
No, and this single con eventually took the bottom left side of the map. He's finished capping it and added on LLTs.
Like Teddy's slightly ahead, right? Like slightly ahead. Funny. That's not what I expected at all. With I guess Kuchy rezzed a lot of the units instead of reclaimed them, but
then I don't think Teddy's got enough army to stop this, and his commander is staring down the barrel of the gun, right? I mean,
well, I don't know if Teddy gave up there or if that was just a miss micro moment. I don't know. His commander just stopped walking in the middle of Kuchy's army. Unfortunate.
I mean, it was bound to happen. I mean, that game was on a nice edge there for a long time. I'm surprised Teddy kind of clawed his way almost back into the game.
I don't know how he brought that back. That was crazy. That was close.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Barcast TV. I'm Barcast, joined today by Lost Dead Man. Welcome.
Yep. Always ready for some fun 1v1s.
Well, and that's what we have today. I'll introduce our match. This is Teddy versus Kuchy, taken from the Bar Pro League Group A, Round 1. So, what do you know about these two players, Lost Dead Man?
I have found that Teddy, having played with him in multiple tournaments at this point, Teddy's kind of good. Shocking to many people that Teddy is kind of good at the game. Kuchy, I know, is also very good, but he's also way more of a unique style player, as evidenced by this spawn, which is kind of crazy. Like he has a lot of like his own builds that he likes doing, and sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't, but it's always going to be interesting.
I think that's a fair assessment. Teddy's one of the best. Like you said, he's got a crown on. That's from, I think he's won a few different tournaments, whether or not it was like an individual one or like a 5v5 tournament. You all won that actually, wasn't that you or?
Teddy and I, we were teammates. I got to be the poor sad man co-oping with Chisato. All right, like it was great. We all had our roles. It was fun.
Oh, well, that's interesting to hear. I actually love to talk to you more about that. But looks like this Kuchy went vehicle first here, vehicle lab first, and Teddy's going core vehicles as well.
He did a 1-mex vehicle open? This is crazy, right? Like, this is not a traditional, like, 1v1 open. This is the idea here you're just in between both mex clusters so you can expand to both quickly?
I think that's what he's going to end up doing here. This first con is going to come out here to grab these 3 mexes to the right of the factory. I'd imagine his commander is going to walk to the left at some point and, cap these 3 mexes. So you get on these 6 mexes really quickly, but...
And I guess you get he has the rovers out basically as Teddy is getting his lab down. I mean, Teddy is able to get units out in time, but he might actually get damage. Got a mex. I mean, okay, not bad. I wonder, does this offset how much metal he's lost in the metal produced at this point? He's already down half over Teddy. Like that's a pretty large disparity.
That is, Kuchy already has the con out expanding though, and now it's his commanders walking over to 3 streets. So despite like the earlier setback, maybe this will equalize, or he'll even have an advantage in like, you know, around 4 minutes, something like that. We'll see.
Yeah.
So this is kind of what I meant. Like Kuchy's got interesting. He's got interesting stuff going on. You know, like he's got interesting builds, and this could be interesting. I'm curious. I'm curious how he transitions this.
That was huge. He caught that scout there from Teddy, and now he's gonna come to
Yeah.
the back of the main, get another Mex. Okay.
Okay, yeah, he's gotten 2 mexes now with this open, and he's expanding much quicker than Teddy. This is definitely he's getting the value he needs for sure. Now, I'm wondering, like, are we gonna see anything else spicy, or is this he's gonna walk back, start boosting his lab again, keep expanding, and I mean, metal income wise, he's gonna catch up to Teddy for sure. Like he's already closing the lead pretty substantially.
Right, 14 to 10 metal per tick. But Teddy's got 2 expanding cons now, so I'm actually kind of liking this position from him. Because there's like scout versus scouts. There's 1 incisor out for Kuchy, but it's not moving across the map. It's trying to defend. This Mex over here.
He ended up denying that Mex, yeah. Oh, and that 1 rover from Teddy is still going. And getting any more mexes from Kuchy cannot afford to lose any mexes really from this position. He kind of really needs to recover this like metal produced lead that Teddy has, and well, losing mex isn't gonna help that.
No, definitely not. And the pressure isn't done. Like there's more scouts. I think an incisor's moving across the map, but we don't see it just yet. But this is.
It looks like towards the south, right? Yeah, there's a guy. Teddy's got an incisor coming.
And that's like forcing Kuchy on the back foot. He can't really harass now. He's got to protect these 2 expanding cons.
Oh man, another Mex dead from Kuchy. That is painful. Well, it's definitely, if we're looking at like just the pure metal produced, like metal income, it's looking a little dicier for Kuchy. It was an interesting build. He's kind of struggling to defend Teddy's aggression at this point, though.
These 2 scouts sneak in the back. Another Mex.
Oh no! Oh no, Teddy! Rare miss macro. You don't see that very often from Teddy. Yeah, he did end up getting it, and is still harassing this poor con. That is a lot of incisors.
Yeah, I think this con might end up going down. 2 incisors versus an incisor and 5 scouts. Those are actually really doing a lot of DPS on this.
Yeah, flanking damage is pretty good, actually. He's not killing almost anything with these incisors.
Oh yeah, he traded 3 incisors for what, like a Mex, a few scouts there. Both of those incisors from Kuchy stay alive, but...
Oh, this is way worse. Wow, yeah. Nice little reclaim.
Yeah, that was beautiful. This is okay, so he's, I think, stabilizing here. 2 more incisors gonna be met by 2, and this is gonna give Kuchy a chance to counterattack here.
Kuchy really needs to get some damage done. He has lost so many mexes in the back that his metal income is much lower than Teddy's at this point. He needs to get some sort of damage in return. And Teddy is still killing mexes in the back.
Yeah, that's a lot of value. 1 radar, 1 Mex. Trying to hunt down this con, but Kuchy's too smart. He's gonna come reclaim these tanks. Okay.
Oh, good surround from Teddy. Well, that's still kind of a lot of incisors. You gotta be kind of careful with that, but he's gonna force Kuchy back. Kuchy's not gonna get the damage in return that he really needs. And all behind this, Teddy has just been expanding in the south peacefully, getting his metal income up, scaling his economy. His commander is maybe totally trapped in there. I can't tell.
I think you can walk through factories with the core commander, right? So is it just the bot lab or is it both?
It's just the bot lab,
okay,
yeah.
Okay.
I think he might be totally trapped there.
Yeah,
That's
might
fine.
be
He doesn't need it.
Yeah.
He doesn't need it.
I mean, he's got metal in the bank, so he can just sit on the factory and assist it. Like, that's no problem, right?
Well, he's just gonna keep scaling, keep grabbing all these mexes, scale Z, and as long as he successfully defends any aggression from Kuchy, like Teddy's in a pretty solid position at the moment.
Yeah, I haven't seen too many games like this, incisor versus incisor. This is interesting how, in a way, slow they are to expanding. Like, I mean, Teddy still hasn't added on another expanding con. Like, this one is kind of just adding on E at the moment. So
Oh, he actually stopped that one expanding.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
kind of surprised. He went for E, yeah.
Well, it makes sense though, because like he's got metal in the bank, so and he either needs more build power and just to you know continue making incisors, right? So he wants to spend that metal.
It's kind of funny. His commander can't walk out to go help boost that con turret because he's trapped there. So that con turret is just slowly getting built. Like
yeah,
that's
take
actually kind of
forever.
painful.
Yeah. I'm sure he'd love to assist that up. Right now, Kuchy's commander's still in the main base too. His con turret's finished, so that's nice.
Yeah, Kuchy's in a little more solid position BP-wise than Teddy. I'm going to assume at the moment Teddy gets some actual BP in his base, he's going to be able to dump all of his economy into units, and then Kuchy's probably going to be in some trouble. Oh, he walked. Oh, he reclaimed it, I think. There's like a wind or something there.
Right.
Well.
Oh no, this con that snuck up onto the high ground is going to get self-deed.
Yeah. Oh? Alright, well, he at least denies any's a reclaim, I guess, but he's still losing mexes in the back.
This is
no.
This is so annoying. Imagine. It's already killed one mex. I think another one's gonna go down. Like nice flanking damage.
Oh no! Teddy mismicroed it a little bit. He drove a little too far past the mex. But...
Yeah, trying to clean up this expanding con here on the left side.
Well, I mean, he's containing Kuchy pretty decently. Kuchy has not really been able to expand. I mean, he managed to get this 4-mex cluster at least, which is definitely something, but it's a little it's definitely looking a little rough for Kuchy. He's kind of reached this point where he's spending all the time fighting on his own side of the map, and he really does not want to do that. He really wants to be taking the fight to Teddy and getting some damage like this. Getting this con would be very good.
Yeah, this is gonna go down, and still like 4 incisors, 5 incisors versus, I mean, 14. So Kuchy's gonna group up his units, maybe push in again.
Yeah.
You have 5 more coming in from the left, but
Teddy is pushing into Kuchy's base.
That's right.
With a lot of incisors.
Yeah, and this is like 12, 11 incisors, and Shuri's he reclaimed his vehicle lab. Okay.
And Teddy sees. Did he see the Shuris with the rovers? He can't have, right? There's no way he had vision. I don't think he did, but he decides to back off, which maybe he's coming back to defend.
He must have seen him. Like, why else turn around? And that's a crazy bluff too. It's like he has no units, but just seeing the one incisor or one Shuri makes him want to turn around, right?
He had to have seen it. Yeah, that was. And now this is actually very dangerous for Teddy. He has his own Shuris. He has his own air lab in the middle of all of this. But that is a lot of incisors running him down.
Yeah. And they're right on the main base, so they're gonna get in and do a lot of eco damage. So we'll see how many wind turbines he ends up getting here. But
oh, oh man, Teddy's own Shuri is actually getting pretty good value here, but he's gonna kill all the BP. It looks like. Oh, the Shuris are EMPing like all the energy. Like this is, I mean, it looks like this is fine for Teddy. It's not that big of a deal. Kuchy did devote his entire army to this, and I don't know if he killed enough to offset how much he just threw.
No, Teddy even had an energy storage up as well, so...
Yeah, he's fine. He just needs to rescale BP, he's totally fine. And he still has a decent amount of incisors left. They're making the vehicle lab probably necessary at this point, as he has no units.
4 exploders are going to shoo away a single rover, but, you know, I think the Shuris will stop these little counter-harassment here.
Well, the Shuris definitely, I feel like, have a timer on their usefulness, because most of Teddy's Z economy is still healthy, and he can easily make fighters to like, support his push. And I don't, like, Kuchy does not quite have the energy to, like, actually fight back against this. And it looks like he's sending a bomber across towards Teddy.
Bomber shouldn't find too much damage unless he's just swinging it around to attack the main base where he knows. Okay.
Ooh, he's flying through AA though. Teddy preemptively making his little thistles, which is going to kill this bomber. Yep.
Oh.
And the fighter is out anyway.
This is nice and like buttoned up on the south side of the map. Exploiters and thistles, right? And he just has to counterattack on the left. That's what we see here. Or excuse me, right side.
He's getting good value with the Shuris. I wouldn't be surprised that, yeah, we're seeing Teddy's fighters heading up here to cover this. I mean, Kuchy has his own, but
yeah, those
I mean, just having a healthier economy on Teddy is going to mean he can just make more.
Looks like he has enough for now to shoo this away, but is it just Teddy backing up, regrouping, maybe making some more fighters going in again? I mean, like you said, he could just make more fighters more quickly by the nature of having a larger economy, but, you know, Kuchy's holding on here, 28 to 34 metal per second.
It does look like Kuchy's banking a bit of metal, but he can't really scale BP to you know, spend that metal if he doesn't have the energy, and the wind dying as it did is kind of, well, it's a little painful. But oh, Teddy has he's gonna res all of those incisors and just send them back at Kuchy. That is going to be very painful.
Yeah, he I guess stored all this tempo up somewhere, right? It's like he didn't need to reclaim this for metal. He didn't really need to, you know, get these units up straight away. So now finally, once he has his E back online, he's under no pressure. He can just sit here and reclaim all this army and send it in.
And that is not a small amount of army. That is like a dozen incisors sitting on the ground there. That is quite a lot. And I mean, Kuchy's looking like he wants to try and get some aggression, but I mean, he is just very heavily out-armied at this point.
So interesting dynamic here where like no one's even, well, Kuchy tried to get the con up on the middle island, right? But there's neither one of them is contesting that for vision or radar at all. I think maybe if you end up on like vehicle versus vehicle on this map, you could send your commander there to mid as a way of capturing
it. Is a little surprising. That's a lot of metal in mid that's just not being contested at all, right? That's a lot of mexes.
Right.
It's interesting that nobody's even. I mean, Kuchy did try. Oh, and it looks like Teddy is just now trying. It is interesting that they're kind of ignoring it. Oh wow, Teddy's expanded very far on the left side. He's almost at Kuchy's base with his expansions. That is a little dicey.
Yeah, Kuchy's holding on. He's replaced these cons that were lost on the left side. I would like to see his own res bots, but even using these air cons to remake exploiters, which I've been seeing more and more of this lately. These players using those air cons to put those up far away from the base.
Yeah, it's been kind of interesting to see. Like they're just kind of good. Like you get a lot of mobility, you get a lot of versatility for building different things, for reclaiming. Like they're just kind of good.
Super vulnerable to the fighters, and I'm wondering if like they're gonna address the lack of build power, or like maybe they'll buff the air con in some way if the commander cannot be transported. That's what I'm trying to say. So we'll see if they have any thoughts on that. Here comes another attack.
Their cost is insane for what you're getting, but you know, that's a whole other thing.
Right, 150 metal, 3,200 energy.
For really not a whole lot, for being totally honest, outside of being able to fly, which admittedly is pretty big.
60 flying build power. I mean, you get what you pay for. They have a lot of utility, so that's just...
They do.
Yeah.
They do. Oh, Teddy has swapped to mediums on that left push, and I don't know if Kuchy has the economy to respond to that, really. He has some, he has like a couple mediums maybe, or he has a few pounders, and as we know, pounders are pretty good into big clumped up balls of units like this.
Yeah, they are. So he's trying to get some out. Just pumping one or two of these on this map's really strong. I mean, there's not a lot of width here to attack through, so I mean, 2 pounders is just going to shoo away this army for now, but I think Teddy's got other plans to attack on the right side, you know? You can't have pounders everywhere.
Yeah, a lot of units, and he has his own AA bots there to support his push, so he can cover against any sort of Shuri plays without having to use his own fighters. And you know, fighting on fighter versus fighter engagements over AA is very, very good for whoever owns the AA.
It is, and a lot of these matches, you'll just see the bluffing of these attacks, right? Or like this dancing back and forth between like who's really going to commit with the Shuris or fighters. You kind of get a lot of free value.
I imagine Teddy at this point is just playing it a little safer. Like if he could see what we see, yeah, he would know that he could just run down the right side pretty comfortably. While Kuchy's entire army is on the left side, trying to protect his main base, and it looks like he is going to hit the go button, and frankly just run over these incisors. There's very little that Kuchy has that can stop this at the moment.
These 5 res bots in the back still doing their thing. Look. What is it? Exploiters, more incisors, so you can just continue the push if he wants.
This is definitely looking like it's going to turn into a bit of a res little snowball on the right side, and he's just gonna infinitely kite these mediums and incisors, and I'm not really sure Kuchy has enough to keep pushing all the way through this. Especially while his main base is under threat from that big push in the north.
Teddy doing a really good job playing it safe, right? He's just not choosing to go directly to the main base, just shaving off, you know, waiting on the res to finish, regrouping his armies, controlling mid, right? So
yeah, because he can't see what we can see. Like if he can see what we can see, he can see there's only an exploiter stopping him from just driving in, right? Like, there's not a whole lot stopping him, and it looks like he is gonna hit the go button anyway.
Right,
That was a pretty good surround, or a good little concave there against Kuchy's tanks, but.
yeah, trying to break out of this like west side of the map, but really not even shaving off the economy here. He's gonna try and trade army for army here, but meanwhile in the main base, exploiters or impounders doing what they can.
Like, pounders are good, but at a certain point, there's not enough pounders in the world for what you're dealing with, and these pounders are just getting popped one by one. There's really he's kind of struggling to push into it, even so, but. And Kuchy, unfortunately, is taking this fight on Teddy's side of the field, while Teddy has res bots, and he is not winning it. Well. I don't think Teddy sees it. Oh, no, he does. Okay, it is in radar range. He does see it.
He's got it now, right? There it is, yeah.
Does he not know? I actually can't tell. He's driving away.
Yeah.
No, he's surrounding. He knows. He knows. He's going to go kill Kuchy. Yep. Well, this is an unfortunate place for Kuchy to be in.
First D-gun, second D-gun's gonna go off. I don't think it's gonna be enough.
Yeah, I don't know if there's enough D-guns to fix that problem, but still, it was a good game.
That was a good game for sure. Interesting open there from Kuchy.
Yeah. I think like he did seem like he was closing the lead pretty substantially until Teddy started killing all of his mexes. It wasn't too bad.